John Wick Chapter 4 was something else. Um, it is crazy beyond crazy, especially when it comes to some of the beatings that John Wick takes throughout the film. I mean, he gets just terribly injured in all the movies, but this one in particular, there's some things that happen that I cannot explain other than his Kevlar suit being just absolutely incredible. The way maybe it can absorb not only bullets but falls and getting hit by multiple cars. But it always makes me feel like these movies are set in a slightly alternate world, a world where violence in the streets is sometimes almost accepted by people, and they just go about their daily lives while the violence is going on around them. And I think if it was a lesser movie, the critics would just really pan the movie, because there's things that happen that logically doesn't make too much sense, but theoretically in this world, sure, it could. The fact that there is just ready to go killers on standby by the dozens in the streets of these cities, and I don't know if it's ever been answered, but are they just professional hitmen, and they're ready for their next hit, and they're just randomly just standing around, or is this how a hit is done internally in the system? I don't know, but it doesn't really bother me too much, any inconsistencies, because the movie does set you in this alternative reality type of world in a way, almost kind of like a matrix of sorts. But what it does do is it does everything with style. It has great music throughout, of course, great action scenes. I was sitting there watching it and wondering, okay, which scenes in this movie could be better than scenes in the other movies? Will any scene in this one stand out as maybe the best action scene out of all four of them? Just seeing where they want to take things to the next level and how they can keep on pushing the action John Wick style in these movies. And I say it succeeds. Not only does it succeed with the style of fighting, I believe, but also with some just interesting camera shots and just ways it moves forward. If you didn't like the way that the second and third movies moved the story deeper, uncovering more layers of this organization and how they work, then you're not going to like this one as much, because it goes even deeper. And I like that. I like the different types of characters that it introduces. This movie in particular has villains that are villains just because it's the game. It's the world that they're in. It's their job almost, and they have to just accept who they are, whether they like it or not. And it really makes for an interesting situation, because you know that throughout the movie there's certain characters that don't really want to kill one another, but you know that they have not much of a choice, especially when it comes to money involved. So that really takes a different spin on how you think these scenes can ultimately play out, and how certain characters can grow on you, and you end up rooting for villains and the good guy. It's wild from start to finish. It had the entire audience engaged throughout. It's almost 3 hours long. It's never dull. It deepens things. It does everything that a fourth movie should do, and that's why I think many people are going to like it, even though it has the ability to be negatively rated. It's so well made and directed and paced, and the quirkiness of everything that's going on just fits, and so that's why it works. So you take the script and give it to someone else, it's not going to work. So I really enjoy the way this movie takes the material and elevates it to something that is quite enjoyable. But until next time, have a great night.